Good day, Lord and ladies, and welcome back to Sacred Fire. In the last episode, we had held off the enemy vanguard, which seems to be made up of slavers mostly, killed a couple of their dogs, which escalated things, and rescued one of the two children. Basically, one of the children that we missed finding earlier on in the chapter was being hunted. So yeah, things are getting a bit tense because now we're basically fleeing with an orphan, being chased by slavers and war dogs. Let's see how that pans out. You and Raven have gained a head start. This may prove vital as your escape is only just beginning.
By the blind gods, you lucky son of a...
Etten cries and stops mid-sentence. Raven is trembling with exhaustion, yet she still grins broadly at Etten, stumbling over her almost curse. You react to Raven's smiles. Smile too. Notice the girl is more relaxed when she thinks no one is paying attention to her. What do you make of it? Let's try and understand her. With Jaeger and hounding her all the time, it's no wonder she wishes to be invisible. While it's nice to see this young girl isn't desperate for attention, you fear her struggle is deeper. React to Etten's cursing. Try to understand her. Curious as you are about Etten, you're too excited to focus. Not going to waste a point on it. Let the comment slide. You realise you wouldn't be here at all if it wasn't for Etten. You thank Etten, yeah. Think on Etten's point of view. She's angry about the risk you took, but there's curiosity in her eyes as well. She seems to be reassessing you. Underneath it all, you sense she's confused more than anything else. Yeah, a bit of motivation points back up. You must be used to listening to her head, but now she's taking a risk that her head can't justify. Interesting. Do you thank Etten? I will put a point in to make that 100%. Etten hesitates for a moment.
Who could forget how you always get in over your stubborn head?
Etten says with a smirk, and the tension lifts. Slavers are falling back, leaving their wounded men and the corpse of their war dogs. What do you do? This is a chance to escape. Let's go. After a few paces, you sense someone observing you. Nope. Let's just keep running. Because turning back and looking is a bad sign. You just want to keep going. You keep running until you put distance between you and the ruins. So that's chapter 4 completed. Ooh, a rank went up. Lots of renown, goodwill, experience, a bit of wealth. But yeah, unfortunately, the Romans got plus 12 reinforcements. So yeah. This is not going to be great. We killed 2 enemies, but their amount of reinforcements went up a lot. Personally, I would argue that's a bit unrealistic. Like, these aren't proper Roman legionnaires. I could understand if we'd ambushed a Roman legionnaire patrol and killed them all. These are just Roman slavers, which weren't even I get what they're trying to do. But at the same time, it's a bit frustrating that it's like, oh, don't kill Romans if you want to have like an easier battles, but it's like in the heat of combat, it's really hard to decide like if you're going to kill someone or not. So having it that every single Roman death makes the final battle harder, I'm not particularly a fan of. But that's just me, especially when it's like, oh yeah, every time you kill a dog, or like, what happens if I shoot a Roman like carrier pigeon? Would that make the final battle harder? Would that make them bring in reinforcements? I don't know. It just feels slightly odd to me. Chapter 5, Fight or Flights. Okay.
When can we meet up with the others?
Raven asks slyly. Etten covertly shakes ahead to let you know you'll never make it in time. Wid would seal the escape route long before you could reach the ravine. How do you handle this? Let's try and understand Etten. Etten is avoiding talking to Raven because she was once a scared girl herself, forced to go where she didn't want to. Okay. How do you handle this? Talk with Raven. Tell Raven the bad news yourself. You're just about to begin when Talon circles above your head. This means he's hungry. What do you do? Now feed him. We'll do one there. Feed him. You lay a piece of dried meat on the branch. Talon descends to feed. You notice that Raven follows the food with her eyes. What do you do? Offer her some food. She hesitates, unused to kindness. Place it in front of her. Ooh, yeah, I am gonna... Yeah. Come on. Yeah. She quickly eats the offered food. She's still a little more relaxed now. Okay. He gazes upon you, still curious about joining the others. How do you handle this? It was brave what you did, Raven. She looks confused, obviously not used to people noticing her, let alone praising her. You continue. You sounded the alarm and kept your cool in battle. She's plainly surprised, but pleased to hear you praising her. How do you proceed? You may have saved a lot of lives today.
But I couldn't save Brian.
Okay, mind's eye. Life is not fair. Let's get that finished off. To get our fear and anger penalties down, because these are all affecting anger resistance. Yeah, we need to get some stuff in. Okay. Does not expect help. Tense and frightened sir sees being ostracized. Let's get that down. Does not expect help. Okay. So she's, yes, you can say Brian.
Why did you tell him this isn't over?
She asks, a spark's hope jumping in her eyes. How do you react? I was captured once myself and I escaped.
People say Wid rescued you from captivity.
How do you react? I can tell you how it really happened. Raveniston turns you curiously. I ran away from home once, you begin. How do you proceed? Follow a girl who had been taken to a fort against her will. Royal Guards tried to chase me away, but I wouldn't listen, so they beat me. I still wouldn't quit, so they tied me up and sent me home with a trader. The trader got ambushed by a slave raiding party and ended up in chains. We've got some more renown. Yeah, let's put this straight into getting our renown modifier up. Yeah. How do you proceed? I lost all hope. -1 trauma. I swore I'd rather die than stay a slave. We want to keep our... So, our fervor is pretty low. Strength of your belief in the divinity which watches over you. I think getting my fervor up would be good, because it would help us resist fear. I called upon the gods for help. Then one night a drunk slaver came to check my fetters and dropped the key. It wasn't an accident, but a ruse. They stealthily followed me back to our settlement.
How did you survive?
Girl asked, captivated by your story. How do you reply? I got lucky. I jumped into a rushing river and almost drowned. I woke to find Will carrying me home in his arms. He said he found me washed up on the riverbank. The girl mulls this over for a while, then asks,
I saw you wanted to kill all the slavers back there, but you didn't. Why?
She must have noticed you were fighting off the rush of rage when rescuing her. Okay. Let's put another point into... I want to try and get her on side. She doesn't expect help, but she can expect help from us, which is nice. Okay. How to react to this? I had to get you to safety first.
Thank you.
She says, deep in thought. Her eyes return to your scars and she falls quiet. You sense she's still torn about what to do. How do you proceed? You are a warrior. Choose your own path. Let her think. The girl glances up at the sun.
You're right. We've lost too much time. If we want to protect them, we need to reach the hills on our own.
He says evenly. How do you react? What's your name? She hesitates. How do you proceed? I see. You want me to keep calling you Brave Girl?
You can keep calling me that.
He smiles.
But my name is Luan.
Ah, Luan. How do you react? I'm glad you're on our side, Luan. Luan, unique, like the girl. I'm glad you're on our side, Luan, yeah.
Let's hope you're more than quick legs and sweet talk.
The girl says with a smile.
I can see I'm going to like her.
Etten laughs, like she used to. How do you react? Laugh with them. I hope so too. No, let's say I hope so too. I wonder if the girl understands the fact Yegrin is waving around by calling her her Raven Child. You ask her about it. Why did Yegrin call you different? I heard you were being sick. Is that true? I've noticed Yegrin wants to blame you for getting sick.
He's got smarts, too.
She falls silent, but there's still a glint of mischief in her eyes. How do you proceed? I know. It's unfair how gifted I am. You do get her to roll her eyes.
I forgot how annoying he gets. Don't encourage him.
Etten groans, but the tone is light. How do you proceed? I'd like to hear your side of the story. You can see her gathering courage to speak up.
I don't know why she hates me.
You see it, Leon whispers, and you see it tormenting her. You grit your teeth, realizing Igraine is using the child's desire to belong against her. Yeah, he wants to belong. What do you tell her? Don't worry, she hates me too, and I'm amazing. Yeah.
You can't help yourself, can you?
It's in Scots, but the girl looks grateful for lightening the mood. I think it's more just Jason just being Jason, along the lines of he's literally just. He's just literally. It's not that he believes his own hype. It's more he's just doing it to reassure people. Has Igraine always treated you this way? Oh, we got another mindset point. What should we spend it on? Anger resistance and solo check. I'm incomplete. Let's try and get our fear under control. Yeah, let's try and get fear under control. Has Igraine always treated you this way? He pauses and thinks it over carefully before giving you her account.
She always worked me to the bone, but things only got really bad when I recovered my health last spring.
What did you do? How did you get better?
I don't know. I've had a bad stomach for years, but last spring, it cleared up.
She tentatively replies. Did anything strange happen that spring?
I don't know. I don't think so.
She says, unhappy she couldn't give better answers. You give her time to think. Let her think.
Then, it's probably nothing.
She says, averting her gaze. What do you do? Don't worry, you can tell me, I won't judge you.
We almost ran out of herbs last winter. There was barely enough for the little ones.
She starts with a small smile. He starts with a small voice.
Brian knocked a bundle into the fire. Then he tried...
Smile across her face at what must have been a funny memory.
You can't tell Igraine. She would let him go hungry or worse.
She stops herself horrified but likes to get him into trouble. How do you respond? Does Brian often bump into things or stumble?
Igraine calls him dumb, but he's smart. He remembers all the stories and always makes me laugh.
The girl jumps to her friend's defense.
Just sometimes he doesn't watch where he's going.
He cuts herself off, blushing. What do you do? He's lucky to have a friend like you.
He's been always good to me too.
She says, sorrow crossing her face as she recalls friend's fate. How do you respond? Don't worry, we won't tell. You can see this means a lot to her as she visibly relaxes when Etta nods reassuringly. Distant shriek from Tanner reminds you of the urgency to get going. How do you proceed? What herb was this again?
Igraine didn't tell me its name, just taught me how to find them.
He says with a shrug. What do you say? When you spot some, bring them to me. Yeah, I'm going to grab this because that sounds important.
I will. It shouldn't be too hard to find.
Says, perking up, happy to have something useful to do. Etta nods in a friendly way. She approves of how you handled this things. How do you proceed? Let's try and think it through. The girl's account is so riddled with worry and guilt that it takes you a moment to sort out the facts. However, according to what she said, she started feeling better after she stopped drinking Yegerin's draft due to herb shortage. Could it be that Yegerin's herbs were actually making things worse? A sickening sensation spreads through your body as you realise Yagrin experienced here might have intended this outcome. Would she willfully poison a child for years? How did you proceed with this? How's our ideals? What is that favour? Ooh, yeah. Think of your beliefs. If we feed into this, we get negative, and it's going to take us. Let's just try for a flat, or we can try and just get our stuff under control, which is probably better. Nope, made it worse. Okay. Do something else. Right, we have to go. Okay. Well, no, let's just in for a penny. Let's go for it. We spent 2 rather than the 1. Oh well. The orphans live as hirelings in many different households, only return to Yagran when they fall ill. Once they recover, they return to that assigned household. It would have been useful to keep older children like Yuluen around longer. They do a lot of work and help with the young ones. People would also bring Yagran more food, and with the young children recovering, no one would question Yagran's cures. How did you proceed? Alright. You have to go. Yeah, we lost a point of ideal for that, which isn't great, because that was helping keep our fear and anger under control. But at least we know now what's going on. Time to go. You don't get far when a deep rumble shakes the air. Word and the villagers have reached safety and closed the ravine against the invaders. How do you react? Let's get that under control and boost that up. I want to get that ideal back. I'm glad they're all safe. Can't help but feel again how easy things come to Wilder and how unfair that is. You saved the whole village simply by marching up a path while you risked everything to save one child. How do you react? We all have our roles to play. You finally get moving. Not far up the mountain when the harsh growl of a bear prickles your spine. Really? A bear? The beast roars at you from 30 paces away. What do you do? Stay still. Remain still and assess the situation. The bear is clearly scared, waving between fight and flight. If you run or aggravate the animal, it will likely attack. If you intimidate it, there's no telling what it will do. But if you retreat, it shouldn't charge. How do you proceed? Talk in a soothing voice and retreat. Yeah. That's not great. How do you proceed? Okay. Yeah, let's try once again. This snuffs the air and is debating its next move. Brawls one more time to confirm its dominance, then turns its back on the group and ambles away.
For a moment there, I thought you were going to get us killed.
Etten briefly says, how do you respond? Smile quietly. Your relief is short-lived because you can catch your breath another danger hits. Orphany of howls rings through the air. They've picked up your trail. Here we go. What do you do? Consider what to do next. You're in a nice situation, a soft breeze wafts the scent of bear feces in your direction. The Romans are coming in great numbers for you to launch an ambush. Coming in too great numbers to launch an ambush. What do you do? They expect us to run. Let's hide instead.
I agree. But how do we throw off the dogs?
Yeah, she's not going to like the answer. Etten asks. It sounds like she's testing you and you already know the answer. How do you respond? Recall your training. The best way to cover scent is by crossing running water or masking it with a stronger smell. Then it hits you right in the nose for bear scat. Bear feces. What do you do? I bet our brave girl can answer that as well as I, you say. Luna is surprised you're involved her in discussion, but quickly answer.
We can use the bear scat to cover our scent.
He declares happily to be useful.
Yes. Good.
Etten replies, you can see she appreciates you being so thoughtful towards Lona. He first creates a false scent trail, then comes back and steps in the bare waste with both feet. How do you want to go about this? Yeah. Like, step directly into the excrement. You follow her example, step in the still warm bare waste. I mean, to be honest, you should probably like rub it on your clothes and on your hands and stuff. Anywhere like that would touch the terrain you're moving through, because your scent can be left aligned. So like putting it on your hands and on your trousers and stuff would be good as well. Lorna keeps a straight face as he follows your lead. Etten skillfully marks the remaining tracks with a branch, masks the remaining tracks with a branch, and leads you towards the tree line. The branch reeks. Let's go with that. Don't mention it. It's obvious why she's doing it. Reach the tree line and conceal. There's a hopeful to cover your tracks well. Hopefully you covered your tracks well. Chapter 5 ends. We lost some wealth. Got some insight. Chapter 6 Clash. Here comes the Legion. The trick works. The dogs run in circles, unable to pick up your scent. You are safe for now. Slaves are waiting for the rest of their forces. Seems like you'll be stuck here for a while. Etten stands unusually close. All the questions come rushing back to you. Where has she been all this time? Why did she return now? What do you say? Looks like we'll be here for a while.
Let me guess. You want to spend that time talking.
She replies. She's only pretending to be annoyed. What do you say? How would you like to spend it?
Most men would pursue another kind of intimacy.
He's just looking straight into your eyes. Really? You're gonna do that with the Romans running around? Man, okay. I mean, sure, but... probably not something I would do in this situation, not gonna lie. How do you respond? Don't worry, Loren. He's just joking.
I always thought Wid was the protective.
He suddenly hexes and twists into an ace called Mask of Hate. It's generally frightening. What do you do? Let's boost that. Try and decipher what's going on. You follow her gaze and see two Roman commanders leading legionnaires into the clearing. Okay, now here are coming legionnaires. Etten must have history with them. I see Knuckles turn white while she's gripping her bow. The slaver seems to report that the dogs have lost trail and one of the commanders knocks him to the ground. The men who serve in the auxiliary unit because of their knowledge of the land sift uneasily. This could explain why they've been so persistent in chasing one little girl, despite the losses they inflicted. Like the losses you inflicted. Commander seems to have a disagreement as one of them leads his men away. Now that the tracks run cold, he must decide your group is not worth his time. I mean, to be honest, like, this isn't even really like Roman behavior. Like, if he's a centurion, which is in charge of a sentry, which is basically, for lack of a better word, like a sort of a company-sized unit. So that basically, I'm trying to remember how many a sentry is. It's like a sentry is like a legion is like 400. A sentry is like it's not 100 men because there's multiple sentries that make up a legion. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. Wait, it might be 100 per century, and then you have the smaller, like the smaller units. I can never remember the different levels structure of Roman legions off the top of my head. Okay. Who is that, Etten?
Stay where you are. This is my fight.
She snaps, slips on her hood. Oh, great. Darts out, an arrow already knocked. You're certain she's going to suit the Roman commander no matter the cost. Oh, great. Here we go, folks. Lordy day, let's get everything under control. How do you react? Think of how you can support and protect Etten. Yeah. The moment you choose to stand right inside, an uncanny peace settles over your face, free of worry and doubt. Sensation is new to you. You feel like this is where you were born, what you're born to do. What do you do? Ask Luen to use a sling and move to shield Etten. Yeah. Luen entangles a sling and takes a handful of pebbles from her pouch. What do you do? Smile encouragingly. She recognizes that you trust her with your lives. He smiles back. Okay. That's maxed out. Man, that kid's got a lot of problems. Okay. This is going to get rough. Move towards Etten, readying your shield. Etten abruptly stops, draws her bow and freezes for a moment. She's too far out. You've never seen anyone make such a shot. What is she thinking? What do you do? Get ready to shield her. You arrive just the right time to have sealed Etten. Etten releases the arrow and the time slows as several things happen at once. Agitated by the bear's thick scent, the dogs snap at each other. One of them jostles the commander. The arrow that would have killed him merely grazes the side of his neck. Etten swears obscenely and draws another arrow. The slavers panic in the dogs circle, barking anxiously, but the legionnaires move into formation, shielding the commander. What do you do? You must leave now. You must leave now, Luen. I mean, this is bad because, like, not only has he failed, but they now massively outnumber us, and these are Roman legionnaires. Like, Roman legionnaires weren't the best warriors in the classical world, but they were the best soldiers in the classical world, not because of their armor or weapons, because, to be honest, Roman equipment was good, but it was mass produced. But it's the fact that they had like reliable training, solid tactics, and really good logistics, and leadership for the most part. So if we stay here, we are going to basically be swarmed by legionnaires and killed. So we need to go. Yeah, spend the point. We must leave now, Luen. What do you say to her? Oh, it's going to go now. Change your mind to help Etten. Etten's lust for vengeance has blinded her. This is suicide. Let's go.
Attain!
Lane shouts, but she ignores the girl. Her sphin goes down by one. This is how it is. Well, Lane nods and gestures for you to lead the way. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to get Luan killed because you want to basically get angry. We could have been fine if you hadn't broken cover. What do you do? Run for the hills. Run the opposite direction through the woods. Think of which way you should go. They'll expect you head for the hills. It would be safer to go in the opposite direction, but it's also a hell of a detour. What do you do? Despite everything, probably covering fire for Etain. No, because like she can't hold the ground. We will get killed if we stay here. Run in the opposite direction through the woods. Luana follows your lead. Without question, she is quiet. So we didn't lose anything. You hear the cries of battle in the distance. You're certain Etain is lost. Rank down. Instant effect. Motivation max 1. So a rank went down. Well, just great. That up. I mean, like, what we were supposed to do in that situation. There's 3 of us versus an absolute ton of Romans. So our guilt and our trauma goes up. Fantastic. Okay. You flee through the wilderness in silence, too ashamed to look at Luen. We resisted, nothing else. At 7, ghosts. Talon's unmistakable cry rings out somewhere above. You and Luen fall silent. What do you do? Take a few steps to better survey the area. An angry buzz splits the air and an arrow is quizzing the trunk of the tree directly in front of you. What do you do? Spot the archer. Track the trajectory, you glimpse a figure up on the ridge. Strange respect. Next moment, the figure is gone, but you believe it was a woman. What do you do? Examine the arrow. You initially tells you the arrow is meant to warn you off, not harm you. What do you do? Let's collect the arrow. You collect the arrow so no one else would discover it and look for cover. The honor follows your lead, masking your footprints as you slip into the cover of the trees. Luckily, the ground here is quite rocky, so it's a short walk to eliminate your trail. You hunker down, out of sight. You hear two separate parties approaching from opposite directions. When they meet, each immediately accuses the other of letting you slip away. You're glad you took the arrow, but they're still dangerously close. You feel a sharp sting on your calf and suppress a jerk of pain. Let's get that under control. How do you react? Stay still. Your image runs wild at seeing you again, and once more a burning sensation spreads up your leg. It is a wasp, or something worse, perhaps a snake. What do you do? It's going to be ants, isn't it? Stay still. You will yourself to endure the pain and remain still. After what seems like a lifetime, the slavers finally give up their argument and trot away in a new direction. Soon they're all out of sight. What do you do? Wait and listen. You will yourself a bit longer until you're sure it's safe as it can be. As you get to move, the slavers' jabbering fades into the distance. Whoever lured them away did a good job. If it wasn't for the mysterious archer, you might have already been all captured. You hike until nightfall, then find a resting place that feels safe. What do you do? Let's get that up. I'll take first watch. He seems to take it for granted you'll make the sacrifice. How do you feel about this? You're exhausted, that's all. Get ready for a very cold night. You can't risk a fire. Chapter 7 ended. Okay. So we burnt for MP. Act 1 ending. The leader in the making. So we got to the end of Act 1. There are 3 acts. We'll see how that goes. Reward selection follows. And you're finally able to relax and gaze up at the stars, and new resolve firms in your mind. Okay, so we get everything back. This is a day to remember and build on. This is a day that made you stronger. To what will you direct your inner strength? Plus 4 awards. Gain 2 awards for each level up. Dread of your mortality rises within you, but you wish your strength to hold it at bay and focus on. The good you did, how lucky you are. For further ideas, MP and fear resistance would be good, yeah. Possibility you could rise to real greatness enters your mind. You channel your strength and imagine yourself as a renowned hero, motivation max, respectable peacemaker. Ooh. Probably like where's motivation? Or motivation, max motivation. I mean, keeping our rage under control might be nice. But renowned hero is probably what they're thinking right now. Imagine images of your mistakes and failings torment your mind. So you channel your strength into... Yeah, our guilt is not... We can get the guilt down. It'd be nice to get trauma down, to be honest. Because guilt plays into a lot less stuff. Self-compassion. You imagine the mistakes and things torment your mind, so you channel your strength into... Perfectionism, no. Let's go with self-compassion. You reflect how important it is to ability to read people. You channel your strength into understanding a little more about yourself, addictions. This will reduce our guilt. Others. Yeah. Because actually our guild isn't too bad. You don't have any addictions. I don't think anyway. Oh, addictions are 5. 5 is low. Let's go with empathy. I believe empathy, yeah. All leadership skills. Okay. Prepare to strengthen your standing with 4 renowned. Prepare to strengthen your standing with 4 rewards. Allies, +1 empathy, weird, Hadrian, enemies. Let's go with allies, +1 empathy, yeah. Lying under the stars, you fought to turn to your home you left behind. You were inspired to craft song celebrating your land's village, village sympathy, warriors sympathy. Probably celebrating your land, yeah. Try to strengthen your standing with 3 others. Okay, everyone, enemies. Let's try enemies. You think about how you can install a paralyzing fear in your enemies and come up with a unique sealed pattern, renown multiplier, menacing face paint. Now let's go with a unique sealed paint. Prepare to strengthen your standing with 2 others. Everyone with... Let's go with Wid. You fought circles back to your talk with Wid the night before. You're inspired to craft a fable about 2 brothers' loyalty, a wooden figure of Wid protecting a boy. No, let's go with Renown. Brothers' loyalty. Then everyone, I think. As you clean blood from your outfit, you remind your ancient lineage, you're inspired to craft a story about your bloodline, unique symbol, renown multiplier. Yeah. Unique symbol. Chapter 8 of the Hike. But we do have a little bit more renown to play with. So... Intimidate, encourage, provoke, soothe, brave, storm, calm, kind. Let's go with the brave. There we go. That's where we're going to end it today, folks. At the beginning of Chapter 8 of The Hike. Nice to see you again soon. We may have lost some friends, but she brought it upon herself. Like, you can't just stand against that many Romans. I'm sorry, it's madness. And we had a young girl we were trying to save. No, I'm sorry. But we'll see what happens next time in Sacred Fire. Goodbye.